Thank you so very much for joining me here. This is your weekly love reading. It's for May 26th through June 1st, 2025. These are messages coming directly from the Most High God, Prime Source Creator, to support the two of you ascend into this Age of Aquarius union template that God is creating for us. And we've been really fleshing out all of the mental, emotional, the abuse, the trauma, the paradigms of the old earth and to the 0 point here, so that we have a fresh start moving on into this Age of Aquarius and can have this foundation be pure, holy, and also sanctified with the Most High God. So through our own ascension process, it's going in tandem with this union template as well. Everything's unfolding beautifully. And so let's see what the cards say for this week. We have the overall energy for the two of you is the 9 of Pentacles. And I think your counterpart had that last week here with bitterness, resentment, anger, and hurtful words. And then the last card is the 8 of Pentacles here. So we have 8, 9 of Pentacles. And this anger could be coming up with the sadness. Toxic DNA is what I'm hearing. So this could be more cleansing of the DNA, the cellular memory, the things of our ancestors, the trauma bonding, these sorts of things. So with the 9 of Pentacles, it's talking about getting independent from these things. We do have the Gemini new moon this week, and we're still in these palindrome days till the 29th of May. So it's a very big opportunity here to move us on and ascend us out of this old timeline. So it's saying to continue, I feel like it's a DNA detoxing is more what I'm hearing it as, and it's to help you find the light within yourself. So it could be something connected with overriding the emotions with our light, right? And then not running on that toxicity in the DNA strands that are creating those unhealed emotions, the trauma energy as well. So let's see how this is unfolding for you this week. We do have in your thoughts, the 8 of Swords with finality, farewells, leaving. Oop, the card just flipped out of my hand there. So it's like goodbye, farewell, finality, leaving behind enclosure with the 6 of Swords here. So not to stay stuck here in the mental loops, and to leave this behind, to let it go, give it to God more here, and walk away from what's no longer serving you. And I'm hearing it's a heart healing from these trauma bonds. So it's very important. I think it looks like this is, well, I'm hearing it as, sorry, I'll just slow down here. I'm hearing it as like things that have been basically with the anger energy aggressively like dominating over you, your will, your desires here, 8 of Swords. And it's like not to free yourself from those trauma bonds and to walk away from them here, not to stay in a situation where other people are like dampening your spirit, dampening your light, stuck, confused, trapped, right, in this energy, which could be like more of an aggressive, dominant template that's been dominating over you and your wants and your needs. This is where it's a finality is what I'm hearing is, and to get 9 of Pentacles, get independent from that. So to keep processing through what you already have been and continue leaving behind the old earth relationships and the way you've been treated in the old earth. And I'm hearing like some very aggressive energies basically that have been really used to suppress you. And this, I'm just being guided to like even mention with friends, dominant friends, people that just tell you what to do. You're gonna get in trouble if you don't do it their way. I think this is kind of a continuation of what we've been clearing out, of not letting other people dominate over us, right, and get their way and use their willpower to control us here any longer. So to continue facilitating, clearing this out. It could be from the Scorpio full moon. It could be going through the Gemini new moon to, when's the next full moon here? The full moon will be Sagittarius full moon on June 11th. So there could be, again, a lunar processing with this here. And so emotionally, we do have the Ace of Pentacles coming through really good with realizations, epiphanies, understanding, awakening, and then the Three of Wands. So you are moving on into a beautiful new beginning here. And it's going to come through these revelations that are helping you see the truth of where you're staying stuck, essentially, with the wrong energies. And I'm hearing counterfeit counterparts. I'm hearing they're no longer in you, and it's not in the DNA strands here any longer. So you've been physically detoxing these things out, I think, since the equinox. It could be like a big kind of season, equinox to solstice, that like enough is enough are the words I'm hearing. So definitely getting your power back over the aggressor and not let these things dominate over you anymore. And I'm hearing them now as witchcraft. So, you know, the bigger systems that control the planet use witchcraft and sorcery all the time to manipulate, right, and dominate over us. And so this is the kind of template, possibly through just healing it in your own personal life, it's going to help break that system and that monarch for the day of the Lord is what I'm hearing, and the new earth timeline to begin, and fully like be in that timeline and not dealing with this older stuff here any longer. So you've got the Six of Cups in the blocks, which is talking about that old earth thing. And then you have running, ghosting, disappearing, and invisible with the Hierophant card here. So this is asking you to end these cycles of runner chaser dominating. This is where it's dominating your DNA. I think that program, that runner chaser program, is a big trap that really keeps people stuck in saying like, oh, this is what you should, you know, that means this is your union if you're in these runner chaser experiences. And it really just isn't, you know, and I think that's a trap. I'm hearing it's like a system, a bigger picture system trap to keep us suppressed and away from God's union, right, that he has for us here. So manipulation tactics is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing like this ghosting thing is a form of manipulation, and the brain has to rewire out of that old belief system and also out of those experiences. I'm hearing this is where love will win. Love will win. It's going to override the beast system, and it's in your DNA strands here. So it could be a point of attraction with the devil that's in the DNA strands that brings these dynamics into your life where people love bomb you, you know, or something like this, where you're coming in and then they leave, right? Once you're fully attached, they false promises, gaslighting, all this sort of stuff, right? And then they're gone and you're left totally attached to this person, in love with this person, whatever it might be. It can come through dreams and stuff like this as well. So it's important to have like very strong discernment. And I think I'm hearing like you are wiser than this. So it's about your value and worth, understanding that it's your true heart, right? To not be deceived by this template any longer, to listen to God more and follow God's way over your life here and over this union, and not let this deceptive template run your world here any longer, which is what you are coming out of, right? And the final outcome, your action steps this week: Knight of Cups with rejection, abandonment, being dismissed, irrational fear, and the Strength card here. So the Knight of Cups are these types of energies that come in hot and heavy, love bombing. You know, it's a betrayal template is what I'm hearing it as. Then you're rejected through the running, all this sort of stuff. It's a whole thing, right? That you're God's saying, remove yourself. You have to free yourself from being stuck in these karmic loops. This is not New Earth. This is not a 5D union template here, all of this stuff. It's also affecting your finances, and to manage your finances better, self-esteem, value, and worth, Nine of Pentacles, it's all going to come through your discernment and to be trusting God more, stepping into the way that God, the light of you here, because this has all just been suppressing your light, and abandonment, trauma, you know, wounding could have been with the Six of Cups, you know, the way the parents treated you, you know, the rejection, you know, one or both parents could have been doing that to you here, any sort of toxic abuse that could have happened as a child as well, just playing out in this manipulation energy here. So it's just important to shift your discernment into God's plan for you here. And again, higher heart chakra. So we'll focus on that in the extended reading as well to help you clean up this energy here. And so it could just be residual energy. It could be like maybe you're not in these current situations, but but you have been in the past. It could be requiring like a clearing on the DNA level, so you're not having any sort of attachment left to past relationships that have already dissolved even. You know, we know sometimes we'll have dreams about 20, 30 years ago relationships that are still needing to have a clearing out of our lives, right? Like we don't realize that there's still an attachment, Six of Cups. So we'll help focus on that so that you can, you know, get your strength back, get your confidence back, and apply that more to yourself now moving forward here. You know, because God has this relationship under control. We do not have to be stuck in a dynamic and holding on to the old paradigm here any longer is what I'm hearing. So for your counterpart this week, in their thoughts towards you, 4 of Pentacles with apology, forgiveness in return, and then the King of Wands here. I'm hearing these stipulations are under the Most High God. There is some sort of like behavior patterning here that they're also being shown, and this is going to get them moving forward here on their ascension process and this union here. It's to dislodge these things out of their DNA as well. And I'm hearing Shekinah, Holy Spirit, wisdom is talking to them as well, assisting them, helping them to get to this. They've been processing through this financial component here. So 9 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, it could be connected to that. And I think addictions, core wounding, and then also like their own detoxing on the DNA level of these systems that are keeping them as an opponent to love, right? And so God is in charge is what I'm hearing, and like the devil luring them into old financial structures, old ways of around money is what they're coming out of here. That's detoxing, especially out of their consciousness. So it's going to be, again, intuitive understanding here. So there's some sort of like awareness that they're finally getting now, and understanding here through God to help them not be deceived or be deceiving people. And using money here, I'm hearing it's in relationships and stuff. I'm hearing that is a slave template, and so it could be like maybe that was how they dominated people possibly as well. It could have been like through financial resources or something. Even if they didn't have that, they could have still used that as this aggressive energy here to dominate situations in life. And that's like to be in control of things as well. I'm even hearing things like maybe well, I'm just giving one example. I'm not saying this is their example, but I'm just hearing an example of like a father not seeing their kids, taking care of their kids properly and giving them the proper parental care. It could be a mother, but I'm just seeing it as a father because they have to work, you know, like the excuse for not taking care of responsibilities is because they have to work. And like we all have to work, right? And so it's not like an excuse to not take responsibility for other things, you know, and maybe like I'm tired because I've worked all day, and then, you know, not taking care of responsibilities around the home at night with the family, with the kids because they've worked all day, right? Parental care. And so it could be in any areas of their life, but it sounds like that's a way like of you dominating financially, and using that as a mechanism to not open up and step in to like loving relationships, healthy dynamics, you know, in the home, in the family, with the children, with the spouse, all these sorts of things here. And, you know, just like selfish, it feels very selfish energy. So this is where they could be coming out of this here. Like I'm hearing God say these excuses are no more, you know, and they can't use certain things as excuses to dominate over people any longer or get their way, be selfish. So emotionally, they have the Four of Wands, marriage card here. There's a family, there's a child here in this card. There's some sort of awakening that they're getting here, intuitive awakening to, I think, step into this role better. And I'm hearing it as mastery, a family leader, masculine leadership role, right? Exhaustion, and then the Star card, depletion, drained, and long journey, and then the Star card's healing. And so this could be like a lot of ancestral family as well. I think, you know, this is kind of the system here as well that they've been clearing out. I'm seeing like Orion with this as well. It feels like the overall control systems that they've done here on the earth to again, control like the men, right? And make them the dominant workhorses for over the feminine. So this is apology. That's what I'm hearing. This is where the apology is coming in, because they're doing this inside their own internal feminine as well, right? So this is, they've got to get into this partnership alignment within their own self with the masculine and feminine, be that teamwork. This is what we've been processing through. And then that's going to express itself in external relationships. So, and I'm hearing also like requiring validation externally, like that's also what's clearing out here. I'm hearing a poor me syndrome. It feels very immature, essentially, like they don't have their own truth. They don't have their own fulfillment within themselves. God's not filling up their cup. They're not working with God's source. You know, when we're in alignment fully with God, and we know that God is taking care of all of our needs, we are showing up every day in teamwork with God. We're not like needing validation outside of ourselves. So this, I feel like, is got to come back in alignment for them to continue moving on into this higher heart chakra, is what I'm hearing again, and heal the emotional trauma and whatever keeps them trauma bonded with the devil, and escapism as well is also what I'm hearing. So this is kind of like you're both healing this rejection wounding in different ways here. And I'm hearing it's very successful. And I feel like you're doing it like on the masculine and feminine spectrum of this template here. So in their blocks this week, they have the World card with longing, craving, aching, wanting, and then the Knight of Wands. So I think this is like the end of the addictions. I'm hearing pornography, the lures, the lusts, the temptation, and being very low vibrational. Knight of Wands here, energy here, King of Wands, Knight of Wands, like these things, keeping them staying in that matrix masculine template is keeping them drained and stuck, right? Exhausted. So I think is like, as long as they can get into agreement with God on this and step out of this old timeline and template, and raw template again is what I'm hearing, this dominant masculine that needs to get his way above the family, above their children. You know, I'm hearing it's root chakra related is what has to end here this week. And yeah, there's a big thing with giving their life force energy away to the computer screen or the phone screen, if you know what I mean. So definitely that has to end for them here. It's a weakness. And it's a weakness in their heart. So for the timeline shift, it's an abomination. This has to stop. And they need to stop putting that over the family, right? Over their health, over their money. It's keeping them stuck. It's an abomination. It's keeping them away from everything. So I feel like, and it's sorcery, I feel like this is, and it's exhausting them. So maybe there's other sorts of addictions as well. I just keep hearing that one type of addiction, and because the wand energy is here, it speaks of that strongly as well. That could be like the culprit that's playing out, that's creating like other loopholes in their life as well. And they need to get into alignment with love here. So God, I feel like, is helping, definitely like facilitating them to stop any and all of that. Like, even if I've seen with male clients in the past, like they do cut that stuff out, and they might have cut that out a couple years ago, but their energy has never been cleaned of it. So I see all of this serpent energy on them, on their life force energy. It's an abomination, I'm hearing again. And even though they've rectified the addictions, they're still trauma bonded to them, and the core wounding and their value and worth is depleted out to that entity. And so we have to clean it up out of them here. So again, I'm hearing it's like a slave template. Clean it up out of them so they're not stuck in a slave system here. So we will focus on that in this week's extended reading too, whatever we can do to support, clean their energy field and remove and detox these things out of them, out of their DNA strands, and support them be fully free on all levels of that temptress. Okay, and their action steps: 10 of Wands with shocking, turmoil, trouble, and unexpected with the 7 of Swords, 100%. It's like this entity, the 7 of Swords entity here that's been depleting them, that's been controlling them, dominating them, and then having them, that perpetrator, access through their behavior patterns as well. They're going to understand that whole template and how they've been used, and it's a karmic contract with the devil is what I'm hearing. So the action steps, the final outcome for your union this week, we have the World card. So this template's got to end here. 7 of Pentacles and mistakes, misunderstood, soul loss, and victimhood. So you two are getting there. 7, 8, 9 of Pentacles. Any part of the two of you that are depleted, especially in your energy, your confidence, your strength, your self-worth, your self-esteem, that this template, this entity has been draining out of both of you in your union. It's got to come to an end. This is the end game. And it looks like it's the end of the road with this as well. So more God coming in here to facilitate love in your union and to not hold back from love any longer through your self-esteem, through your value, through your worth, right? So you're both worthy and deserving enough to have true unconditional love and partnership together. And the unworthiness that's been playing out here, keeping the two of you stuck, has been draining you financially as well. So a new template's coming in direct from God's source to get this alignment. It's for the better half of your union is what I'm hearing, and to get the confidence back so you're not going to be lured back into these old templates and people, this entity and timeline here any longer of lust and temptation. So we will support you again, whatever we can do. We're going to be working with the Messages of Love Oracle card deck this week, getting some more cards, but also doing the shamanic God code. So we work outside of time in the quantum, and we facilitate clearing the old code out, and we use the God code to bring in the new code, and we just clear the entities, the karma, the contracts, the DNA, whatever's coming through this week to facilitate this ending for the two of you. Okay, so we're not bringing this. This is very, very old earth, right? It has to end. I mean, we can't be participating in that timeline here any longer, so we'll support you on that. Thank you so very much for joining me here. God bless you both, and have a very blessed week. Take care.